Hello everyone, another episode of Camp Widow question and answer for you today. I've been asked, what is my favorite part of camp? And this question makes me laugh because I can give you like a couple of general topics. The screamers, the elevators, the dancers, and the laughers. I know, right? So what's the screamers? And it might not be what you're thinking. So the first Camp Widow, I happened to be standing close to the registration desk in San Diego when someone checked in, and they almost whispered the words, "I'm here for the Camp Widow event." And then, of course, a person behind them in line turned to their friend and said, "Did she say Camp Widow?" Like, ugh, that would be the most horrible thing that could ever happen. So fast forward to the following year, and I am walking past the registration area at one point, and I hear this screaming going on in the lobby of the hotel. And I can hear, it's happy screaming. It's, "Wah, and I thought to myself, I have a feeling that that's one of my campers. And I turned over my shoulder to look, and sure enough, two campers were greeting each other from the year before, at the top of their lungs, with absolutely not a tiny bit of anxiety or they weren't worried at all what anybody thought of them. And one of the screamers was the person who had whispered the word widow at the counter the year before. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. And that happens year after year. We create a home for ourselves, and when you walk back into that space, it's like, here are my people. So that's one of my favorite parts. The elevators are along the same lines. We wear badges that say Camp Widow. And so obviously in a hotel where other conferences are being held, people will say, "Oh, what are you here for?" "Oh, what are you here for?" And often this happens in the elevator because obviously you're standing there staring at each other. And a lot of times people are staring at their badges thinking, does that say widow? Like, no, that, he's way too young, or, she can't, no, it can't be widow. Is it like window? What is that? And so I absolutely adore the stories of people, telling our story in the elevator to strangers over and over again, and doing it with such a sense of passion and, you never know who you're talking to. You never know what they've experienced in their lives, or how the Camp Widow experience from the outside looking in might impact them right this minute, or who knows, right? 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now, a year from now, when they think back to that moment in the elevator and never realize that they might possibly need that group of people. So I love the elevators. The dancers. I know that some of you are really struggling with this party idea for Saturday night, and that the idea of getting dressed up and that we could have anything to celebrate is still very foreign to you. And I really do understand. I do. And the reason why I've never given up on the party is because of the transformation I see there each and every year. Each and every event, each and every Saturday night party, multiple people come up to me and say, "Michele, I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think there was anything to celebrate." And to watch them find their reason to celebrate, to watch them step out of their comfort zone, put on those fancy duds, dust off the shoes that they weren't sure they'd ever wear again, and come out onto a dance floor. And I can't tell you how many of them told me, "I don't dance." And I say, you don't have to dance. And that's true. You don't have to dance. What's amazing to me is the fact that people actually want to. And that I get to be a part of encouraging finding joy again in your life. And recognizing that finding that joy does not mean that you're over it, that you've forgotten, that this loss has not traumatized you, to a point that you never thought you'd recover. But what an amazing thing to see that dance floor come alive. And if anybody were walking past and think, those are all widowed people? No way. So anyways, okay, the dancers are another favorite. And lastly is the comment that has happened every single camp, and I find this amazing because it's from a different camper every single time, and what they say is, "My cheeks hurt from laughing so much." And of course that's not what they expected. Some people come to Camp Widow knowing what to expect because they've been, or maybe some have a better idea what to expect because they know somebody really well who's been, or because they've watched from the outside, hoping that they'd be able to come at some point, and so they have a sort of sense of what they're coming into. But a lot of people come in, desperate just to find people, and they're willing to put up with God knows what this might actually be. What if they all cry all the time? What if it's horrible? What if I don't find anyone to talk to? There's so many what ifs that people bravely face when they sign up to come to Camp Widow. And I love when what they come away with is cheeks that hurt from laughing so much. So in a nutshell, those are my favorite things about Camp Widow. I guess you could sum it up by saying you are my favorite thing about Camp Widow, and being able to share this community with you makes every bit of blood, sweat, and tears, and I promise you there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into this planning. Every bit of it worth it, every bit of it, and I walk away from every event thinking, okay, time to start planning next year. So, thank you so much for coming. I hope that you are planning to attend either April 19th to the 21st in Myrtle Beach. No, it's still not too late. I will continue to say it's not too late until probably April 20th. So, there you have it. And on the West Coast, June 28th to the 30th. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on, what day is it? Friday. Thanks. Bye.